Hi mathematicians! In this video, we're going to learn how to interpret the meaning of a vertex of a quadratic. In the last video, we learned about y-intercepts, and the y-intercepts help us answer the question of how high off the ground did an object start, or was an object initially. Today, we're going to look at the vertex. The vertex helps us answer two questions. When is an object at its maximum height? Or how high does the object get? The x values here are typically in time, so that's why the x values answer the question when. The y values are typically a height, so the y values answer how high. And we could actually find how high is an object after some amount of seconds by just plugging in that time into our equation. Let's do some examples. The height of a rocket at selected times is shown in the table below. Interpret the meaning of the vertex in the context of this problem. So here we have a rocket being launched. So we want to find this vertex. The vertex from a table is the y value that does not repeat, or that's the highest or the lowest. So if I'm looking here, I have 68 does not repeat and 324 does not repeat. But it looks like that this value, 324, is in the middle, so 324 is my maximum, and that occurs at 3. So my vertex is the point 3, 324. So now we have to figure out, what does this represent? Well, remember we said the vertex, the x value is when, and the y value is how high. So we can say the vertex represents the maximum, because this is the biggest number, and we're talking about height. The maximum height of the rocket occurs at what time? The time is 3 seconds. And we should include that value. What's the maximum height? We're going to include it as a positive, so comma 324, and our units are feet, comma. The vertex represents the maximum height of the rocket, 324 feet, occurs at 3 seconds. Let's do another example. The height of a ball Omer tossed into the air can be modeled by the function h of x equals negative 5x squared plus 20x plus 4, where x is the time elapsed in seconds and h of x is the height in inches. Determine the number of seconds it takes to reach its maximum height. Justify your answer. So here we have an equation, so I'm going to use my calculator. So I'm going to press y equals, and then I'm going to put in my function. Here is my function. Negative 5x squared plus 20x plus 4. So I have my function in, and now let me use my table, second graph, and let's find our maximum, the number that does not repeat, or our biggest number, so that appears to be 24. So 224 is our vertex. So the vertex is 224. Now, this is specifically asking for the number of seconds it takes to reach its maximum height. So the seconds is our x value. The x value here is 2. The maximum height happens at 2 seconds because the vertex is 224. So I only have to give the time, the 2 seconds, because that's all it's asking for. But I have to use this word because, since the question asks me to justify my answer. Let's do one more example. An Air Force pilot is flying at a cruising altitude of 9,000 feet and is forced to eject from her aircraft. So here we have the airplane, and she's forced to jump out of the plane. The function h of t, the height in feet above the ground, where t is time in seconds, after she's ejected from the aircraft is shown in the graph below. So here's our function h of t, and this is our height in feet, and this is our time t in seconds. Determine and state the vertex of h of t. So for part A, we just need to state the vertex. Well, the vertex is our highest point, which is right here, is 9,256. Part B asks us what the second coordinate of the vertex represents in the context of this problem. So here's our second coordinate. What does this represent? We know this is the height in feet, so we can say 9,256 feet is, the vertex is a maximum. The maximum, and h of t represents the height of the pilot. That's who we're talking about. When she ejects, she goes up a little bit to 9,256 feet before she starts coming back down. Good luck with the next question.